let's take out some of these brutes here. So welcome back to our Paladin playthrough of World of Warcraft. So last time we just ended in Sentinel Hill, just accepted a bunch of quests, and now we're just gonna go around do some of these. So yeah, it looks like we gotta take out a bunch of these bandits, get some orders from them too, and see what's going on. So yeah, and I also have to feed some homeless people. It's always good. So we were given some stew by somebody. I already forget. Who was it? I forget what her name was, but yeah, so we're gonna go get some people some stew. So I have resubscribed to World of Warcraft, so we'll be able to go past level 20 on this. So the idea on this character is we're gonna level him through as many zones as we can. He's gonna be the main character that I start to do everything with. I think that just works out best for kind of my playstyle, because in the end I do like having somebody that I can do all my stuff on, and paladins for me are just, like, they're not always the most interesting class, but I really enjoy them. Something I always end up going back to. It's just something I always fall back and rely on. Probably has something to deal with starting it when I first started playing WoW. I started as a paladin, so probably just carries over from that. But I really enjoy it, and I think we're gonna try to do a bunch of stuff. We'll try to get into some dungeons, play around with those, and yeah, see what we can do. Check out maybe some protection paladin, since we do have all three of the different kinds of classes we can play as, or roles, as healing, DPS, and tanking. So I like that's something I kind of like. Same reason for the druid is because you have all the different roles you can play, especially with druid. You can play melee, range, DPS, healing, or tanking, so you can literally do all three of them. And I do have a druid that I was playing for a while. Actually, I was playing that character last, before I took a break from it for not that many months, but a couple months before Dragonflight came out. But yeah, so I think this is one we'll kind of stick with, Eleazar the Paladin. I do have some other characters that I'm leveling in the background, just to try out some other classes. But Eleazar the Paladin is where we're going to stick for this main playthrough. Yeah, try to do as much as we can on him. Everything that we can that's possible. And I will also do one character on Horde as well. So I'll just be doing a regular orc warrior on that one, I think. What did that say? Absolutely no transients, no exceptions. Oh, that's sad to see. But I think all these refugees are here because of I think if I remember correctly, and I probably won't, but it's a lot of people from Westhill that just previously were fine, and then I don't know if it's the Cataclysm that happened or just the Defias Brotherhood that came through and kind of made it so they can't really even function anymore, barely. Let's talk to the Marshal.
Go with honor,
We've recovered the attack orders. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can read these. Minions, our leader has spoken. You are to sack Sentinel Hill and free the Admiral. You may keep anything that you find in your rampage. Helix. Oh. Well, this guy's the only one that I see really locked up, so I imagine it's him.
Be careful, for the Alliance.
Helix? I've heard that name before. Recently, as a matter of fact, but who is this Admiral? Oh, so they don't even know that it could be him.
Be careful.
You know anything about this beast? Who is the Admiral? Speak. The dawning comes, Stokemantle, and with it comes your end. What are these guys running off for? Gibberish from a mad wolf. Bah. I don't know, that seems pretty hasty to just write him off like that. He may have another quest for us. Let's see. Okay, well, let's talk to the captain. Well done, Eleazar. You provided us a temporary reprieve from the onslaught of gnolls, but there is more work here to be done.
Be careful.
South of here is an area of Westfall known as the Dust Plains. From what we know, the gnolls of the region have made the Dust Plains their unofficial capital. What was that? It heard like a whistle, probably from this guy. His mount. Made it unofficial capital. As with any capital, there exists a leader at the heart. If we put an end to these attacks, if we are to put an end to the attacks, we must track down the gnoll in charge and end him. Venture forth into the Dust Plains. Find the gnoll leader Django Spothide and kill him. Take out any other gnolls that get in your way.
Have a good one.
Okay. So, okay, Hope is the one that had us feed the homeless. You have a kind heart, Eleazar. You have done a good thing today, and that act will reflect back upon you when Judgment Day comes. Okay. It's an odd choice of words, but thank you.
Good day to you.
Let's see.
See you later.
Put that
Looking
up.
for something specific?
Just sell a couple of things. I'm still keeping the shield and the one-hander, so we can switch to protection if we want. Looks like we can sell these. I'll keep the shirt for now.
Have a good one.
Yeah, okay. Now the Marshal has something for us.
Well met.
Find
Go
Agent
with
Current.
honor, friend.
SI-7 has been tracking Helix Gearbreaker since we entered Alliance territory 2 weeks ago. The letter I received from Matthias Shaw explained that he sent an agent by the name of Kiernan, to Westfall to shadow Helix. Find Agent Kiernan and you'll find Helix Gearbreaker. Kiernan came into town for supplies 2 days ago. She mentioned that she would be near Mortwake's Tower, southeast of here on the Dust Plains. Get going.
For the Alliance.
Okay, so we'll go over there. So we have to kill a bunch more gnolls and their leader, and then we'll talk to this SI-7 agent as well. Yeah, so I resubscribed, so we'll take this guy as far as we can. The plan is to, once we reach the end of kind of the Chromie time, which I think Chromie time will take you all the way up to, like, level you all the way up to 60, well, yeah, to 60, because the max level right now is 70. We'll kind of stop at level 59, just so we can get all the benefits from Chromie time, just so as we're doing all the quests in the world that we plan to do, we're getting decent gold from it and rewards. And that it still remains a difficulty. It'd be kind of boring to kind of end at a point where everything's just being killed in one shot. I think it'll keep it interesting to level in and play through if the enemies are kind of some sort of threat. Yeah, so Paladin-wise, I've played a lot of Retribution, so that's the DPS spec for Paladins. I used to play a lot more Protection. I haven't played really Paladins much at all in the newer updates. I think the last time I played through as a Paladin mainly was during Legion. So obviously I wasn't around for Battle for Azeroth or Shadowlands. And then I came back and was leveling some characters during Shadowlands. Not through Shadowlands, I was still going through Battle for Azeroth. But I didn't really play my Paladin. So it's all kind of new to me. Whatever changes has been made as we go through the talent trees. I know some people say the Paladin talent tree isn't too interesting. From what I've heard, they like took out a lot of abilities and then just re-put them in through the talent trees. But I haven't had experience playing Paladin in a while, so I think it should be relatively interesting for me. So that was Word of Glory. I like that animation of how it heals you. It's a pretty cool animation. I like how you can still use the abilities on your charger. It kind of looks pretty cool when you're riding up and you throw a judgment at them or something like that. We can also taunt on a paladin, which is nice to bring enemies closer. Something I like. Let's see, I just need one more Taskmaster. Let's see, let's take on a couple enemies. Should be fine as a paladin to take on a bunch of enemies. Shouldn't be too much of a threat since we have so many healing abilities. I guess. A broken door as a shield. Interesting. Okay, let's go talk to this SI7 agent near this tower over here. We'll have to look out for any rares we see along the way. It looks like they haven't been showing up on the map, at least in the older, the map. As long as you're in an older zone, I haven't seen them too much, so we'll have to keep our eyes out. Usually it seems like in the newer zones there's the star symbol on here, but I don't know if that shows up in classic zones, because I've seen some rares that don't show up on the map, but you kind of have to target them and take them out. So, keep an eye on that. Agent Kiernan.
What can I do for you?
Helix is the one responsible for the Null attacks? Kiernan nods at the tower. He's inside. He's been there for days. I've just been waiting for an excuse to bust him.
Safe travels.
Helix got himself holed up inside Claven Mortwake's old tower. I won't lie to you, Eleazar, it's heavily guarded. I count 6 armed mercenaries just on the outside. There's no way you're getting inside the tower by yourself. Lucky for you, Claire and I are here. Kiernan pats her sniper rifle. Oh, that's a nice sniper rifle named Claire you got there. I'll cover your entry. Take this shrouding potion. You'll need it once you get inside. Use it as soon as you enter the tower and head upstairs. Find out what Helix is hiding up there.
Be careful.
So this is a covert operation. Well, good thing we don't have too much plate armor that's making us all loud and stuff. But we can avoid being hurt. We'll just pop bubble. Take no damage. Once we get in here, we'll use this. Now we're invisible. We'll head on up. Yeah, Potion of Shrouding, invisible for 10 minutes. I said we already did it. It's because I think this other character was there. Don't want to miss out on the lore. Let's see. There's Helix. Are they not going to do their talking because there was another character up here? Come on, I want to play it for the lore. Let's go ahead and play the animations again, please. I'll wait. Oh, so this one's actually. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, this is just assuming Kobold Basher in the main hand. I was kind of looking. I thought there was like some sort of synergy between those items. I don't know if there's anything that works like that in this game. I don't even know if they do. I think they still do tier pieces in this game, or sets, tier sets. I don't think they're gonna talk. Okay, well it looks like she's just gonna recruit this Helix guy, so that's what we'll assume is happening. We'll head out. Let's head out of here. Hopefully we remain invisible for a little bit. Oh, no. Oh, she's shooting him. Agent Kiernan's shooting him with Claire. That's very nice for us. Okay.
Can I help you?
What could possibly be going on in Moonbrook? Oh, okay, so they're talking about something going on in this Moonbrook city. Yeah, we missed that part.
Have a good one.
I'll be filling out my report and heading back to Stormwind shortly. SI7 must be informed of what's happening of the happenings in Westfall. I would recommend you do the same and report back to Grian, however you say his name. So let's go back to Westfall. I set my Hearthstone actually to the inn in town in Sentinel Hill, so let's go ahead and use that. So it'll be fun because we'll kind of see this character evolve over time. Because I kind of want to run all the dungeons. I wonder if we have an active dungeon that we could actually queue for. Let's see, I don't even know where the new group finder. So we only have Battle for Azeroth dungeons. I wonder how we if we're able to queue for other ones. I'd like to not do Battle for Azeroth dungeons currently because we're playing through Classic. Maybe I have to go back to Stormwind and activate the Chromie time for it to be able to see those. So maybe we'll see about doing that. I'd like to go through each dungeon as we go along here.
What can I do for
Talk
you?
to the Marshal. Big trouble in
Light bless
Moonbrook.
you.
Who is this shadowy figure? We have to get to Moonbrook.
Go with honor, friend. For the Alliance.
We've made a camp near Moonbrook for quite some time now, Eleazar. One of my best soldiers works the area along with a company of Sentinel Hill troopers. Report to Captain Albert now and find out if he hears any news about what's the happenings in Moonbrook. Another ally of mine is also at the Moonbrook camp. His name is Thoralius. I met Thoralius in Northrend during my time in Valgard. He is a wise and powerful shaman. Perhaps his abilities could help us solve this mystery.
Be careful.
Okay.
Hey there.
So we took out their leader. Excellent work, Eleazar. It will be the Riverpaw. Will take the Riverpaw weeks to recover from the blow. Take an item of your choosing. But really you can only take the plate.
Later.
That works for us. Oh, we got a rare upgrade on it. Nice. Let's see what this looks like. So we got some new boots we'll put on. Oh, everything's just turning green. Is this going to be green? It's going to be green. At least we have a kind of a matching set now. That's funny. It's interesting. Okay. Was there another quest around here? Or no? No, but we did get talent points. Okay, so we had one from last time from the Paladin and then the Retribution as well. So let's see Retribution. So we can get Divine Storm, which is an AoE or area of effect ability. Unleashes a whirl of divine energy, dealing 70 holy damage to all nearby enemies. Deals reduced damage beyond 5 targets. Holy Crusader, which just increases mastery by 2%. Blade of Justice generates 1 additional holy power. This one's Blade of Justice, right? So this would do 2. That's pretty good. Increases the critical strike chance of Blade of Justice by 5%. Let's do the generating 1 additional holy power, and then we have to pick one from the Paladin, the regular Paladin tree. So I think we could do both of these. This increases duration of Divine Steed. This gives us another charge, which I like the sound of. We could do this one. Reduce damage taken. Passive, we learn 2 more auras. So currently, oh, I need to put that back on. We have Crusader, which increases ground movement. And Retribution. Oh, we could get those. Forces enemy to meditate, incapacitating them. This one's pretty good. A cast. So it's pretty much like a polymorph that mages have. Making it so that they, like if you're, it's like a crowd control ability, so if you want one to be incapacitated for a long time, you can use this. That's interesting, we could use that. Blinding light. Blinding enemies within 10 yards, causing them to wander for 6 seconds. Let's do another charge on Divine Steed, kind of for mobility reasons. I think that should be good. Let's head over to Moonbrook. We could go ahead and do these hidden treasures too. Maybe once we get to Moonbrook and kind of start on those, we'll go through that. Yeah, I think maybe after Westfall, I think there's a quest at the end of Westfall that actually takes us back to Stormwind, so when we're there, we'll activate the Chromie time and start working on leveling, doing some dungeons there. Should probably just kill some animals along the way and level up my skinning as well. I'm thinking profession-wise to continue on with just the gathering ones for now, just as we're leveling. Maybe when I get a little higher up in level towards more of the end game, we'll switch professions to a gatherer and crafter. But we'll have to see. Maybe we do that, maybe we don't. I do like the idea of getting the blacksmithing so we can work on getting all the appearances that we can for Paladin and plate wearers. and kind of some good crafting weapons and stuff. Apparently they revamped crafting in Dragonflight. I've delved a little bit, obviously, with the trees where you can include the tools that you're going to use, but I really haven't delved into it. I don't know what the changes are. The UI definitely looks better, though, in my opinion. I think I like that. So we're actually pretty decently high on classic skinning. It's at 72 right now, which isn't too bad. Yeah. Need to get better at using this, working with the paladin and using my holy power correctly, so I'm not generating when I have max holy power. Maybe we could try out protection paladin for a little bit. I did switch over just to kind of look at the tree momentarily, but maybe we'll go a little deeper into it. The natives are restless, Eleazar. I don't know what's going on, but homeless activity in this area has quadrupled in the past 2 days. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they were planning something.
Light bless you.
Propaganda. We've noticed a rise in violent acts among the homeless of the area. Something or someone is getting them all riled up. Now, whoever is behind all this is getting more organized. Just recently, a group of thugs came through here handing out pamphlets. Enter Moonbrook and look for evidence, propaganda, leaflets, whatever. Bring whatever you can back to me. Maybe we can find the source through the writings. Okay, so cover some propaganda. And this is the one that wanted me to talk to, not this guy. Let's see if we have a upgrade or anything.
Careful.
Maybe we'll switch over to Prot. This is the one he wanted us to talk to, Thoralius. So maybe we'll talk to him after we do some of these other quests. Let's go ahead and switch over to protection and see a little bit about what we can do in there. Okay. Yeah, so I went in real quick and I got some of the basic abilities. So let's go ahead and let's put on our shield and our sword. And I was gonna look to see if he had, maybe there's even a better sword.
For the Alliance.
No, looks like we'll just be using our Kobold Basher that we still have. So basically, so far what I've gotten here is Avenger's Shield. So this is hurling your shield towards enemies, interrupting, silencing the non-player target for 3 seconds, and then jumps to 2 additional enemies. We also have Blessed Hammer, which replaces our Crusader strike ability. This is throwing a Blessed Hammer that spirals outward, dealing 8 holy damage to enemies and reducing the next damage they deal to you by 23. And there's 3 charges of that, and that generates a holy power. And then Grand Crusader, pretty much whenever we avoid a melee attack, so I'm guessing that's, I don't know if that has to deal with dodge or if that's part of the blocking as well, if that is talking about avoiding a melee attack. Or when we use Blessed Hammer, and I imagine that changes if you use Hammer of Righteousness. I'm not sure. Maybe. This might change depending on what you use. Hammer of Righteousness is the same kind of thing. It has 2 charges and replaces well, this replaces this. It would replace Crusader Strike as well. So this actually, while we're standing in consecration, Hammer of the Righteous also causes a wave of light that hits all other targets. So this one's actually a pretty good AoE one as well. I don't know if this is really AoE. It says 8 holy damage to enemies, so I would think it's multiple. So this just helps us reset the cooldown on our shield. And then I picked up Hammer of Wrath, which we actually haven't added to action bars, so we'll do that. Let's see, and then I did the Divine Steed on here. And we also have the Aura of Resolute, so we have different auras on here that we can use. So let's see, what do we want to do with our... Each holy power spent reduces the remaining cooldown of a Hammer of Justice. Which one's the Hammer of Justice? This is our... Okay, so each holy power reduces the cooldown of our stun. We could learn the Retribution auras, but I think we're fine. While mounted on your Crusader or under the effects of Crusader Aura, which we don't have because we're not doing that. Ranges of Hammer of Righteous, Rebuke, and Hammer of Justice are increased. Increases duration of Divine Steed. We could also do... I think I'm going to do this forcing enemies to meditate, because that's a good crowd control for our Paladin as a tank. So we'll go ahead and use this. We'll try out these. So let's go get some of this propaganda. I see that the shadow figure is yelling around, but I thought there used to be enemies in this town. Maybe somebody's already come through and is killing them and activated something, but yeah, there we go. Gotta remember to throw our consecration on the ground. Red bandana, evidence collection. The material of this bandana is identical to the material found at the Fullborough murder scene. You should collect more red bandanas as evidence and report what you find to Captain Albert. There we go. So we'll go ahead and do that. Anything odd going down? Oh. Flipping out the game. Anything odd in the basement? Some skeletons. The basements always have skeletons. Like, what are people doing down here? There's not, like, ritualistic murder in every tavern basement, is there? That'd be a bit concerning. So are these all homeless people too? Yeah, they are. So they're homeless Stormwind citizens. So they've come from... Oh, that's a cool... that was a cool look for that druid. I like that that skin for the druid. It's really cool. So yeah, these are all homeless from Stormwind. So they must all be refugees of Stormwind. Maybe I missed that part. I probably read the quest in one of the last episodes or different parts, and I have like no recollection of it. Okay, so we got all the propaganda we need. So let's go ahead and get some more of these. I'm interested to see. So this has a 40-yard range. So this has a 30-yard range. Ooh, I like that. So this will make him meditate. So I'll bring him over here. So pretty much that means we can have him meditating over there while we take out this guy. And then we'll go ahead and take him out as well. That's pretty cool. I really like the casting animation for that. Well, this guy's got some cool glasses on. Well, what is he wearing? Small-time hustler. You can't attack him. Oh, that's funny. I don't remember seeing that. Let's see, we need a couple more people. Let's see if there's any in the church now. Or the town hall. Whatever this is. Reminds me of a church, but I think it is a town hall. I thought I just saw a red named enemy in here, but maybe I'm losing it. I'm still caught up about the oh, so this is... So we're called Repentance. I really like that casting animation. I almost want to do it just to see it again. Let's see. That's so cool. And who doesn't like throwing the shield? That's always fun. Yeah, so it seems like just learning the Paladin, at least Protection Paladin, you have your Adventurer's Shield that you kind of always want to do if you can. Judgment as well, same kind of thing. So these guys are around back. Your Blessed Hammer, so you want to make sure you're not sitting on charges of that potentially. Let's bring this guy because we need another bandana too. Yeah. And then spend your holy power on the Shield of the Righteous. I don't know if you can have that up constantly. I think you can have it up for quite a bit of time. Let's see, I wish... So it shows up here. So it only lasts for a few seconds, right? 4.5 seconds. And what's the... There's no cooldown on this, but it does cost 3 holy power. So you kind of need a good amount of time to generate that holy power. So anything that gets you more holy power will let you sit on, like, cast Shield of the Righteous more, which just increases your armor. And so your armor just reduces physical damage reduction against an evenly matched enemy. Okay.
Need help?
Propaganda. So we found a bunch of stuff. Oh, can we actually read this? Mysterious propaganda. The hour of our redemption draws ever closer, brothers and sisters. Tonight we shed the shell of our former lives and be reborn as heroes. Informational pamphlet. It's not letting me read that for some reason. Oh, it stopped letting me read any of these. Oh, I'm right-clicking on it. Yeah, it lets me right-click other stuff. Not sure why it's doing that.
What can I do for you?
Okay, well, I guess it's
Go
just
with
all the
honor,
same.
friend. Be careful.
V. The only V I know is Van Cleef, but he died many years ago.
Light bless you.
It looks like the meeting the shadowy figure spoke of is starting soon. The homeless are starting to mobilize. I need you to attend the rally and gather information, Eleazar. Go to the center of Moonbrook and listen in on that rally. Return to me with whatever you
Go
find
with
out.
honor, friend.
We also
Be
got a bunch of
careful.
evidence. Red
Light
bandanas.
bless you.
I haven't seen a red bandana in 5 years. Could this shadowy figure be attempting to reform the Devious Brotherhood?
For the Alliance.
That's not good. I guess some people in Westfall were saying that they were better under the Defias Brotherhood, so maybe, but we can't allow that as a Knight of Stormwind. Or, well, right now we're just kind of a random person helping out Stormwind. Rally is about to begin. Gather, brothers and sisters. Come all and listen. Brothers, sisters, we are abandoned, the orphaned children of Stormwind. Our king sits atop his throne made of gold and shrugs at our plight. Oh, that guy's trying to steal his stage. Meanwhile, our children die of starvation on these very streets. His war, not ours, cost us our livelihood. We paid the price for the Alliance victories with our blood and the blood of our loved ones. The time has come, brothers and sisters, to stop this injustice. The government of Stormwind, of the Alliance, must be made accountable for what it has done to us. Today we are reborn. Today we take a stand as men and women, not faceless, nameless numbers. The other way around. Actually holding a flag. Banner of the Brotherhood. People really like that idea, it seems like. I think that's the end. Okay, we better go report on this. Yeah, it definitely looks like the Brotherhood's being reformed. It was a good guess, buddy. It's exactly what's happening.
Well met.
I can hear the cheers from here. It seems as if we've got a huge problem on our hands, Eleazar. We have to discover the identity of this shadowy menace before we enlist in the aid of Stormwind. Perhaps there is another way.
Be careful.
There's a shaman here, Thoralius, who might be able to aid us. He is a friend of Grian's who has recently come to Westfall to study the elemental devastation that has befallen us. Speak to Thoralius and see if there is something he can do to shed some light on the identity of this shadowy figure.
Go with honor, friend.
Hey, buddy. Hey,
Each day
Thoralius the
is a
Wise.
blessing.
He's got a lot of incense here burning. Yes. Perhaps I could be of some assistance. When I was in Northrend, I helped the people of Valgod uncover some of the mysteries of the Vicruel by delving into the spirit world. Perhaps the same could be done here.
Remember the lessons of the past.
This incense will put your body and mind in a deep meditative state. Once the trance begins, you will be pulled into the spirit world. Do not fight the trance once it has begun, Eleazar. Allow the spirits to show you what they know. You must leave now. Go to the Dead Mines, a place which I am told holds great significance to the history of Westfall. Once inside, use the incense. You may enter the dead mines through the old farmhouse south of here. Follow the homeless. Return to Green with your discovery.
Dionys Haka.
Okay, let's go check out the dead mines. Have this vision. So, the dead mines was I think it follow the trail of homeless to the dead mines dungeon entrance. I wanted to look at this picture. I don't know, this looks like Florida to me, but I don't think they have that in World of Warcraft. Did the homeless go up? There's a homeless orphan. He goes up. We go up. Yep, we just follow them down here. So it was a dungeon. I don't know if it was back in Classic as well. Classic World of Warcraft, I think so. Again, like I said, I've never played it. Let's jump down here. There's some coal right here. Definitely need to level our mining. So I'll follow this way. So, and you can still play as through the dead mines. That's kind of why I want to go back to Stormwind, so I can actually get access to that dungeon, because it seems like currently I don't have access. Let's see, there's another deposit down here, which we can go ahead and grab. This one's tin. Yeah, I'm only level 13 for mining, so that's definitely something I need to work on. The one thing about Paladin that I know is like a big problem is that like you don't have tons of mobility, which is unfortunate, but I feel like, I don't know, personally I feel like you kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of classes that hit pretty hard that have really good mobility, and I think like the warrior has a good time staying alive too. They don't have a ton of self-healing, but they have a decent like toolkit. Do we have to go into the dead mines? Yeah, it looks like we do. But you kind of sacrifice some of the mobility for being able to, I feel like, survive so much as a paladin. Let's see, are we in here? All instances cannot be launched. Try again later. Additional instances. What do you mean? What the heck? What's going on? The dead mines. Additional instances can't be launched. What does that mean? I've never seen that. So there's too many, what, people inside the dungeon? Let's see, that person was able to go. Let's see if maybe they just logged off or something. Oh, this might be where we end this part, if we can't actually get into the dead mines to do this. Let's see. Okay, so we're in the dead mines now. I don't know, that just took a while. So let's go ahead and have this vision. 5 years ago, in the heart of the dead mines. It's a big ship. Or, yeah, if it's a ship. Whoa, where are these gates? Where do those lead? There's a passage up there. Can you actually go over there? I don't know how you get in there. Alliance warrior. There's nowhere left to hide, Van Cleef. The Defias are through. I think this is like an old dungeon party in here. We're here to finish this. Face us, coward.
None may challenge the Brotherhood.
Oh, I didn't know that had voice acting. That was pretty good. I like that. So we're seeing a dungeon group actually
All of you.
attack going through the dungeon.
Fools. Our cause is righteous.
I'll stay quiet for this part.
Brotherhood shall prevail.
Victory for the Alliance. Glory to Stormwind. Let us return to Sentinel Hill, allies, and inform Green of Van Cleef's demise. Daddy, Vanessa Van Cleef. That's the V. Oh, that's what we saw. Okay. That's the end, so let's head out of the Dead Mines. Please let us back into the world. So it seems like the Van Cleef's... What was the name of... What was the... Yeah, Edwin Van Cleef. Van Cleef, yeah. His daughter is the one that is kind of trying to rebuild the Defias Brotherhood, it seems, or reinstate it. And we did have... So I kind of know the story, but you can kind of put the pieces together too. So you have a girl that was dirty that came to the one farmhouse over here, the Saldean farm, right? Came and showed up in the middle of the night, like all ragged and stuff, and I don't, like didn't know her name or didn't say it anyway. And they named her Hope, which Hope is currently at Sentinel Hill because she's the one that we gave out food for the homeless for. But it seems like Hope is Vanessa Van Cleef, and she's the one that's actually reinstating the Defias Brotherhood. I like Westfall's story. I think it's pretty interesting for such a small zone. But yeah, that's the main story of Westfall, I think. So we're pretty much through that, and that's kind of like what we wanted to do. I think as we go through, we just want to experience the story of each zone. I've played through quite a few of the zones, especially in Classic. Like I know most of the stuff that's going on, but I kind of want to take it as a new way. So we actually have to go back all the way to Sentinel Hill. So let's go ahead and do these other ones as well. The Legend of Captain Grayson and the Captain Sanders Hidden Treasure. And then we'll head back. Well, let's maybe sit by the fire for a little bit.